back on NFL Live. Let's read and react to some coaching news around the league, starting in L.A., where the Chargers fired OC Greg Roman yesterday. The Chargers offense really struggled in 2 playoff games under Roman. The Bolts scored a total of 1 touchdown in those 2 games, and that came in the fourth quarter of their 32-12 wildcard loss to the Texans last year. Overall, L.A. scored 15 fewer points and averaged almost 100 fewer yards per game in the playoffs than they did in the regular season under Roman. Dan, what does the next OC need to bring to Justin Herbert in that offense?
Yeah, I think a modern pass concept playbook that will consistently on a week-to-week basis be able to attack evolving coverages. I think that's really the sticking point for the Chargers. Is Greg Roman is fantastic when it comes to run game design, but what happened with some of their injuries is the pass game and the concepts and the evolution of those. They didn't necessarily, by week to week, meet the criteria of like, hey, this is how we're going to have to attack these certain coverages to free up people. I think that's going to be a mandate for the next offensive coordinator because they're going to have to strike in Justin Herbert's prime.
Yeah, a healthier O-line will help too, which
Totally.
That should happen. The Eagles fired offensive coordinator Kevin Patullo after their early playoff exit. That means it's a new year and it'll be another new play caller for Jalen Hurts. That's become something of a tradition. I mean, look at this. Whomever the Eagles hire for the next season will be his 13th play caller since his freshman year at Alabama. The last time he had one in consecutive seasons was Shane Steichen, who took over as play caller halfway through the 2021 season, then came back in 2022 before leaving to become the head coach of the Colts. Hawk, what should Philly be looking for in its next OC?
They're looking for some kind of stability, and I don't mean that from a standpoint that each year it's a new offensive coordinator. I mean offensively. When you watch this team this year, they looked predictable. They looked like they had nothing to hang their hat on, and when they did play well, it seemed more like a broken clock being right twice a day. So for this new offensive coordinator, you have to have something that takes the pressure off of these players, no matter how talented they are, something that you can hang your hat on, and you don't need to depend on making superhero-like plays in order for the offense to have production.
Let's go to Baltimore, where owner Steve Bisciotti spoke about their coaching search yesterday.
Unlike 18 years ago, I am very intrigued by coaches that were the hottest offensive and defensive coordinators 5, 6, 7 years ago in their cycles and got jobs and went to teams that were non-competitive and didn't have a quarterback. And they grind for 3 or 4 years and they're caught up in the cycle of many of my partners. So I said to Lamar, you can jump on my plane or find another way to get up there. But if you're that interested, then we're going to get a schedule. He's going to call me up. He's going to offer you the same luxury. And I said, I hope you take it. And he said, yes, sir, I think I will. So we'll find out.
I love that, by the way. Just to be clear, that last comment was Bisciotti inviting Lamar Jackson to become part of the head coaching interviews. He also said he's talked to Lamar. And he will continue to talk to Lamar after each one. Dan, do you like the idea of Lamar Jackson being in the mix for all this?
I do. I like what he just said there a little bit more, though. I mean, yes, I want Lamar involved, all that. But when he says, I'm fascinated by the coaches that were the hot coordinators years ago, got the head coaching job and didn't have a quarterback and struggled through it, that brings my mind to what? Like, you're going to think the same thing as me.
I got 5 names.
Kevin Stefanski. Mike McDaniel.
Yep.
Brian Flores. Robert Saleh. Who's your 5th?
Cliff Kingsbury.
Cliff Kingsbury, okay. So that's, it's interesting that he, and I love the fact that Mr. Bisciotti's open like that because I think those
are the parameters, right?
And I also think he brings up like some pretty good points. It's like, wait, 5 years ago, these guys were the hottest things going.
Yeah.
They go become head coaches. They don't have a quarterback. He obviously understands that he does. That doesn't make him a lesser head coach. I think it's interesting, and it kind of reveals a little bit of like who he's really eyeing.
Yeah, absolutely. And to your point, it's like if I trust you as a coordinator, and then wherever you go, what you don't have, even if you had a good quarterback, you don't have a generational talent like Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
And if I can pair him with you, then this could be the formula that gets us over the hump. And as it pertains to involving Lamar Jackson in the search, it is absolutely time because you understand this is the special part of your organization at the moment, and it is the clearest path to a Lombardi. And so you have to make sure that he's on that same page. And Lamar also has to take that responsibility, as he's alluded to, the same exact way. Like, you're not just a player anymore. Like, you are a face of the franchise. To get a Super Bowl, we need you to run this. Like, Harbaugh's gone. You are the guy. It's simple as that. And I think it's much deserved. It's time. He's a 3-time first-team All-Pro quarterback. There's only 8 of those in NFL history, and if I named them, it would be a ridiculous list. And so for Lamar, for Bisciotti, this is the moment. This hire will dictate what the next couple of years will look like in the NFL.
Bisciotti, yeah, it really is. Bisciotti's saying, like, I will send my plane to get you to come and be part of these interviews. He's already checked in with him after the interviews have happened. And it does also make you think they're really taking into consideration who Lamar can vibe with. Like, who is he going to enjoy being around?
Huge.
It makes me think, too, they're leaning more offensive mind. Now, I know some of those names you mentioned, Brian Flores, you know, maybe he's not as much of the offensive mind of Robert Saleh, but either way, it seems, I don't know.
Yeah,
That's
McDaniel obviously would jump there. Flores and
Right.
Saleh, who's your offensive coordinator? Who is the person that you're bringing to call the plays for Lamar?
And Lamar can totally get on board with whoever that is if he likes that head coach.
good
All right,
stuff.
still ahead. Lost in Translation returns. We have a tribute to one of the segment's most featured coaches, the best Mike Tomlin sound bites from his Steelers career. That's coming up next, right here on NFL Live. Cliff Kingsbury, too.
Because it was interesting to hear an owner be like, 5 years ago, these
What
guys
happened
are
to
the
those
guys.
guys, right?
And now they stink at football? Like, that's not real.
They don't.
Yeah.